And Happy New Year from my end to you, wherever you are and wherever you are listening to me from. It's good to be back on here. And we know we had a wonderful year last year when we begin this journey. And I'm glad again to be back on here for us to just interact. This is 2026, and as such, we are grateful to God for the opportunity to allow us to reach this point. Yes, grateful to God, and we bless God for just everything. And I want to personally bless God for the opportunity to just speak to you through this medium for us to interact. Again, this is our regular program, Leadership Live. All right, with Leadership Hour Live, which comes on every Monday, 8 p.m. All right, and it's a blessing every time we come out here to interact with you. All right, from across our platform here. But it's good. Last week we ended the year on a good footing. If you can recall, our last presentation was building trust in leadership, which is yes, very very awesome because we said last week that leadership cannot work if people don't trust you, they don't count on you, they don't believe in you. It makes it difficult for you to be kind of displays the kind of influence that you need. All right, to lead. All right, so you need what we call trust. And we made it clear that trust is the currency of leadership. Just as you use money when you get out there, the currency, in the same way, trust is very important. Before people build around you, people develop around you, and be the kind of people they want to be, you got to be a person of trust. All right. And again, I'm grateful, man, that we are in 2026. I just want to honor God for that, for the opportunity to be alive to see this day. All right. Today, we want to move a little bit, begin the year on a service note. All right. Yeah, service note. When I say service, I'm talking about servant leadership. Okay, servant leadership, and that's the kind of leadership that God wants us to put to work, to portray, to work with servant leadership. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever worked under a leader, all right, who demanded everything, but okay, that leader just doesn't give you nothing? Have you ever had such an experience where you work with somebody and they want you to work? You work and work and work, but you get nothing. In other words, you are not acknowledged, you just nothing. Have you had such experience? All right. I want to know if you are on and listening to me. I want to know what you think about it. All right. Have you ever had such a leader? All right, who get you to work? All right. Yes, who demand everything from you, and you know you're working very hard, but at the end you get nothing from them. Okay. What are your thoughts about such a leader? That's very important. The truth is, no leader will survive without being a servant leader. So the leadership fails not because of what the lack of authority. No, the leader will have authority, but it's the lack of service. So you got all the authority, but you're not willing to serve those around you, build those around you, and what have you. In this new year, one of the ways you can make your leadership impactful or very touching is to be a leader of what? Service. Be a leader of service. And that's what we call servant leadership. All right. And we do know that the whole idea of servant leader or leadership was something that was coined by this Robert Greenleaf. Robert Greenleaf was that leader who kind of put a pen and developed, coined the word. But before this word was coined, it was already in the Bible. It has already been practiced. All right, Jesus was already practicing, had already practiced and put several leadership into effect. All right, who are just going to try to modify it, make it look glamorous and what have you. So leadership is just very important. All right, And servant leadership is very key to our growth as leaders. And God wants all of us to be servant leaders. And I think that's one of the ways you can impact your generation if you are the kind of servant leader that require, either in your community, in your organization, in your church, and what have you. Your servant leadership beats the mark. It's huge. All right. So that leads us to ask the question, what is servant leadership? Servant leadership is actually a leadership style where the leader's primary goal is to want to serve others. The leader's primary goal is to serve others. All right. You want to serve people. You don't just want people to serve you. All right. You want to serve them. You want to empower them. You want to lead them through example, humility, all right, and sacrifice. You want to serve the people. You want to grow. You want to empower them. That's part of service. All right, that's the whole idea of servant leadership. So if you are a servant leader, you want to empower people, you want to serve people. All right, you want to be an example to them. You want to lead with humility. You want to sacrifice. All right, I know we live in a world right now that a lot of leaders just don't want to sacrifice. They want all the glamorous things to work in their favor, but that's not leadership. Leadership is about service. All right, it's about empowering people. Okay, so this new year, 2026, I want you to consider the leaders that are around you. Work in a way that you will empower them, build them up, or you will serve them. Don't just wait for them to serve you. Find opportunity to serve them. That's very important. Don't be a leader like I would say. We got servant leadership and we got what we call self-centered leadership. Okay, so if you're not a servant leader, you could be a self-centered leadership. All right, yes. The whole idea of servant leadership, again, maybe the way people think about service is always the lower serving the greater, but sometimes the greater come down and served the lower. All right, because you see, for example, Jesus redefined the whole idea of leadership. All right, and what did he say in the Bible? He says, if anyone wants to become the great among you, that person must be your servant. And that's the irony of leadership, what we find in our society. People that want to be the greatest among people, they don't want to serve. They want to want the power. All right, and begin to exercise that power. All right, so servant leadership plays a major role in whatever area of development you find yourself. Servant leadership. Yeah, servant leadership. Yes, very important. All right, yes, very important. Yes, very important. All right, servant leadership. We have, okay, servant leadership versus what we call self-centered leadership. All right. Now, what's the focus of a self-centered leader? A self-centered leader focuses on power. He wants the power. All right. He wants the title. He wants to control everything around you. That's self-centered leadership. And that's not the kind of leadership that kind of make the impact that we're talking about tonight. We're talking about leader who will come down to serve and serve to the glory of God. All right. All right. The first question our self-centered leader will ask is, how can this benefit me? So the moment he or she sees no benefit, that leader gets kind of downplay everything. All right. Yes. So you want to know. It demands service, but avoid sacrifices. Yeah. Self-centered leadership. You demanding service, but again, you stepping out. You don't want to be a part of what's happening. Okay. So servant leadership is just very important. And I think this new year, one of the ways you can help yourself, help your generation, help your environment, help your church, help your family is to find way to serve. Find way to serve. Okay? Yes. Self-centered leaders will operate, they will build what we call, they will lead from position. They want a position, so that when they have the position, they use it to threaten people to make them to work. That's the kind of thing we talk about when we talk about self-centered leadership. Unlike a servant leader will focus on people. You want to see people grow. You want to look at their purposes and work with them. You want to impact them. All right? That's servant leadership. In fact, servant leader will ask, you say, how can I help others to succeed? That's a servant leader. How do I help you to succeed? How can I help to build you up? How can I help to increase your capacity? That's a servant leader. All right. A servant leader will lead. All right. A self-centered leader will not do that. They want to build for themselves. They want to work from where they are, from their position. They're not looking at your contribution. Even if you contributed, they don't honor that. They don't recognize that. That's what we said. Putting servant leadership and self-centered leader side by side, you get to see that our servant leader leads by example. A, a servant leader leads by example. Whereas a self-centered leader lead by command. Everything just command you to do it. And you're forced to do it because maybe that's your only means of income or so. All right. Yes. Servant leader will build people. They want to see people build. They want to see people developed. All right. Yes. Whereas a self-centered leader, he will what? He or she will want to listen to their people. They want to listen to you. To listen. They want to find out where you are, how they can help you. Servant leader. All right. They listen to you. They listen to you. They share the credit. So when you work together and you produce something together, the next thing, hey, they are willing to work with you. All right. They're willing to share the credit. They will not say, oh yeah, I did it. No, they say we did it. That's the thing about servant leader. But a self-centered leader, when things don't go well, they shift the blame to one of the employees or one of the clients or one of the leaders around. They'll shift the blame. They say, well, you made it to spoil. You brought it this thing upon us. All right. When it was gets decision along the line, that's what happened. So servant leadership is gets very important. All right. Servant leader, we value people. We value people. Whereas a self-centered leader, what they value is the position, not the people that they're serving or not the people that are around them. That's what they do. All right. Which just makes it difficult. Now, if you go back to the Christian faith, you get to see that Jesus was indeed a perfect model of servant leader. All right. A perfect model of servant leadership. If you look at the life of Jesus, in fact, in John, the Bible says that Jesus washed the feet of his disciples. He walked with them. He washed their feet. Washed their feet. Made sure he washed their feet. Took care of them. Willing to work. We're not willing to go down there and try to help people, to build people around. All right. We're not willing to do that. All right. We're not willing to do that. That we can lead by example. We can lead by example. A self-centered leader leads by example. Hmm? Now, what we need to understand, sometimes we think that when we serve, we reduce our authority. No, authority is not diminished by service. In fact, it strengthens authority. When you serve, it strengthens your authority. All right. So, as a leader, you need to find time to always serve. And that's the strength of a servant leader. He leads by what? Example. Now the question is, why, as a leader, why should I lead by example? Hmm? Why? Why it matters? What benefit do I stand to get if I, find time to serve? All right. The first thing is that when we lead by example, people will follow us. All right. So what you do, not just what you say, people will follow you because you're leading by example. So you can't be saying one thing and doing another thing. That's not servant leadership. So you lead by example. All right. You lead by example. For example, your character, not your competence. People are not looking at maybe what you know, what you can do, or what have you. They're looking at what what your character saying. You could be as qualified as you know how rather. But if your character is not matching what you stand for, obviously people will kind of not be willing to follow you. All right, people will not be willing to follow you. All right. For example, you cannot teach discipline without practicing it. How well will you intend to do that? You cannot teach discipline if you're not practicing discipline. All right. Yes. Or you cannot demand integrity if you're not modeling integrity. You can't be a person who lacks integrity, then you're forcing your follower to to be people of integrity. No, it's not marching. All right, it's not marching. Everything out of order. Okay. Or we run this organization, you want people to be committed, but you're not showing no sacrifice at all. You're not making no commitment, but you want others to be committed. It doesn't work like that. All right. What you put forth, you should also practice it. Normally, I would tell people, I say, well, from a church angle, if you are serving as a leader in the church, don't tell the church to do something that you know you can't do. All right. That you can't do. So, again, to be a great leader, you have to learn to fit into those areas. That's very important. Okay. What are some signs that show that, look, I'm practicing servant leadership? What are some signs that you practicing servant leadership? All right. First, do you listen more than you speak? Do you listen more than you speak, or you do all the talking you alone as a leader? Do you give people a chance when they are talking? Do you listen to them? All right. So ask yourself, or do you empower others or compete with them? Do you have to empower people, or you try to fight them and keep them at a stage where you think that they will not work? Okay. Or do you protect rather your position or develop successors? Are you that kind of leader who protect your position? You say, well, I'm a position here. They want nobody can play with it. All right. So what kind of leader are you? Okay. What kind of leader are you? Are you the leader? Maybe are you a leader who is maybe I say approachable? People who can approach you and just talk to you about their needs, their wants, or desires. So can they push you? All right. Can I reach that point where I'm approachable? Some leaders, they're not approachable. They create a scene for people to be afraid of them. Mm. So, what I will encourage you, this is the very first week in our presentation in 2026. This is what I want you to do. All right. I want you to look in your organization or look in your setting. Someone who is a member of your team. All right. You are their boss. I want you to find a way to serve that person this week. And we'll come back next week. I want you to make mention of that. Find somebody around you. That person is, or you are their boss. Find time, all right, and serve them. Or maybe publicly appreciate a team member that been working very hard, and maybe you find it difficult to appreciate that person. I want you to do it now, publicly, not in a corner. You know, you meet them one on one, you tell them thank you, but when it comes to publicity, you keep it under the carpet. And you say, well, for me, I'm not going to say it. I will say in the corner. Say it louder, let people hear it, and let people understand that this person is this person. They have done this thing. Let that person be somebody that you can say, yes, this person has done this, and I want to publicly acknowledge that. Publicly acknowledge that. All right. I want to publicly acknowledge that. That's what it is. Okay. Or take responsibility for a failure. Maybe the team failed along the way. Go and look at it and say, no, this thing, I had the cause of this thing. It was based on the decision I made. So nobody is responsible. I am responsible. Let me take the blame. All right. Yes. And I want you to look again in your organization, see whether you can, what they call micromanage or mentor somebody rather than micromanaging them. All right. Don't be a leader that you not let your follower to be innovative or creative. You want to control them to the point where they lost their identity. All right. Lost their identity. And that's what I want us to be. Don't be a leader that will get speeded. Be a servant leader. You know, there is something about being a servant leader. It pulls people towards your vision. If you want to impact the lives of people, you want to pull people to what you're doing, create a condition where you served. Create a condition where you empower people, you add value to people. Because the truth is, people don't want to give their life to an organization continuously where values is not being added to their life. All right. And that's what I want us to do. Servant leader. A servant leader. So let's be a servant leader today. Find a way to serve. In this new year, find a way to serve. Don't look for a way for somebody to serve you. Go home tonight. As we close, I want you to go and look around. Find a way to serve. It could be your spouse. Find a way to serve her. Find a way to serve him. Maybe it's been a long time. You have not really provided that kind of service. I want you to go home, think about it, and say, look, today I made up my mind to just find something to serve this man or find something to serve this woman so she would feel loved and appreciated. Okay? That's very important for all of us. For all of us. We need to find a way to serve. 2026, find a way to serve. Find a way to add value to somebody's life. Because you know, leadership is not about being served, but about serving well. It's not about being served. Sometimes we think that, that's all we need leadership position for so that people will serve us. No. If you are given the opportunity to serve, appointed into a position, that position meant for you to serve people. And if you're not doing that, this 2026, I want you to sit down and think and rethink. Ask yourself, look around you and ask yourself, you say, well, how can I serve this group? How can I serve and influence this particular group? All right. How can I serve? All right. And I charge you tonight that if you listen to this presentation, I want you to look in your environment, look in your home, look in your family, look in your relationship, look there and find somebody that you can serve. Say, God, this year I want to serve somebody. I want to serve the person around. Look, if you do that, you will see the kind of changes that will take place in your home, in your relationship, in your environment, in that organization, you'll see the kind of changes that will take place. For example, some of us go to church, we don't find a way to serve. In fact, we want the church to serve us. All right? To even wake up and maybe go to church to activities, we want the pastor maybe to come and beg us to go attend activities. And we think we're doing the pastor a favor, or we're doing that leader maybe something of favor. It's an opportunity for you to impact and serve. All right, to develop your gifting. So you can't do that when you sit down and fold your hands. Listen to this as I close. The best leader with assistance smarter than they are. Best leader. I know in Africa, most of us, we are not comfortable. When we find people who are smarter than we are, we try to push them off or to create a condition for them to be pulled out of the line. Because we want to work in a group where we are the only smart person in that group. No. If you surround yourself as a leader with people that will just say yes, 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 that's a serious red flag. You don't want to surround your people that will just say yes, 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 yes. You want somebody to challenge your view. Somebody that will tell you, say, no, this route is not okay. The way we're proceeding is not okay. We can't work this way. Let's go this way. Somebody that will challenge and help you to think more, to be more creative. That's what we're talking about. And it's my prayer that you will cultivate such a leadership style. And it starts with what? Being a servant leader. Today, will you be a servant leader? I challenge you. Again, find somebody that you can serve. Somebody that you're supervising. Find them and serve them. Like they normally, what they will do for you, do it for them. Or publicly appreciate them. Instead of every time you sit in the corner to them, oh, I thank you for all you're doing. Let it be a public recognition. All right? Yes. That will help. Again, remember, leadership is about adding value to people. Tonight, we are not going 1 hour. I want to get to 30 minutes. All right? And we want to bless God tonight. Just talking about servant leadership blesses my heart. You can imagine if all of our leaders will begin to practice servant leadership, the kind of impact that will make for us in Liberia, the kind of impact that will create. Servant leadership. Servant leadership. Be a servant leader in this 2026. The Lord bless you. I do look forward to seeing you this next Monday during our regular hour here on this show. And remember, we are here every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. in between there. All right? We are here. So please remember to always come back and be a part of what we're doing. All right? And post your comment, post your question. If there's a topic you are interested in, post it. We can develop it and do a presentation on it. Again, thank you for being a part of this presentation. We have the YouTube channel. Just follow the YouTube channel or the Facebook link. Follow the Facebook link, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and be a part of the show as we work along. Again, God bless you, and thank you for being a part of the presentation tonight. The Lord bless you. And may God take you through this 2026. Graciously lead you to the glory of God. Amen.